Hi, I'm Gabriel Flores, aka Maybe Lee. Thanks for joining me today for another episode. I am today we're going to be covering the last episode before the finale. So tomorrow will be the start of the finale, and the finale is like the mountain in my life and features a famous producer. And it's a special moment because this is where I look at something negative in my life and turn it into a positive. And so it's a special moment that I get to share with you guys and that you get to share with me. And so I highly encourage you guys to check in the next couple days for that one. For those, it's going to last 3 days. It's going to be really good. So stick around. For those of you guys who are new, go back to the playlist and click on some of my other videos so you can get caught up on the topics. But basically what I do here is I talk about two topics, two main points. The first main point is something about myself. The second main point is a topic that I paired with it. Each morning before I air, I gather my thoughts. I decide what I'm going to talk about and conduct research if I have to. And write a thesis about the one main point about my personal life. And then every day at 3:30, I study what I already put together just to get back up to speed again where I had practiced earlier. Then at 4 o'clock, we start recording for 17 minutes. And that's it. That's the whole thing. You know, I have other things, other targets as well. But it would take too much time to try to go through all of those. But there are a whole bunch of other targets and stuff that I'm achieving through the episode. And, you know, I think I feel pretty good so far about everything with the talk show, with this talk show. I consider it a talk show because from my point of view, I think it is entertaining and it is stuff that people want to actually tune in for. So I consider it a talk show, and the way that I did it is like a talk show. But you know, if you look at talk shows on the television, this talk show, you know, I don't know, it's not gonna look like the stuff that you see on the television. It's gonna be a totally different look and stuff like that. But you know, I did my best to try to make it what I know a talk show to be. And that's it. That's what the show is about. Today we're going to talk about, we're going to make future plans, and then we're going to talk about Future, who is a hip-hop artist. So I want to make future plans because all of my plans, I have my plans projected all the way out into the end of 2019. But there's a small gap in 2019 where there's not really anything. And so I figure, and that's between the months of March and June. So I want to throw something in there. And what I'm going to throw in there is basically an exercise plan. There's going to be 2 parts to it, so I consider it plans. It's going to be exercise plans. The first plan is for cardio, and the second plan is for lifting weights. So the lifting weights one, well, we know we're going to start these plans in March. I don't know what day we're going to start, but we know it's going to be March. And if we start with the cardio plan, okay, well, what do I want to do? I pretty much know how I want to achieve my next goals when it comes to exercise. But the thing is, I have a broken shoulder. My shoulder is currently injured, so I can't I can't run super fast when I'm exercising, and I can't do a lot of jumping. I can't do too much jumping or running super fast, and I can't really like push off of stuff if I'm running and like jumping off of stuff. So I can't do any of that, so I'm limited to what I can do. But what I plan on doing is basically from March to June, which is March, April, May, June. In March, I'm not going to add a time thing to it. It's just going to be basically a goal. I want to be able to run without stopping 3 miles in 30 minutes. So basically what I'll do starting March 1st is I'll have to measure 3 miles from my house, and what I'll do is I'll look up MapQuest and I'll figure out what 3 miles is, and that'll be the route that I go from MapQuest, 3 miles, and it'll be 1.5 miles away from the house, and that way on the way, so both ways is 3 miles. And basically, you know, if the first time I run it and I can run the whole time in under 30 minutes, then boom, my goal's accomplished. I have no more physical plans after that. That's it. But if I don't, then I have to keep doing it until I accomplish the 3 miles continuous running in under 30 minutes. And I'll have from March to June to do that, which I anticipate I'll be able to get that way before June. I think I can get that way before June. But if not, you know, say I can't, and say I'm going all the way until June. Well, June 31st or whatever comes around, then basically I fell it. And then just basically what I'll do is look at what I did. Did I succeed in any of the parts of the exercise plan? And just look at it that way. Otherwise, June 31st, my exercise plan is finished. I'm not doing any more cardio. So that's the first plan. That's my cardio plan. My weightlifting plan is going to start. I don't want to start it at the same time because I'm going to be out of shape, so I don't want to do too much at the same time. Let's start it on March, April, May. In May, I'll start my muscle plan, building muscle, weightlifting. I don't have really any weights to lift, but I want to build muscle, so that's why I call it weightlifting plan. But basically, during this time, I want to build muscle. And so the way I plan on doing that, I can't do pull-ups. I can't do pull-ups because my arm is broken. I have a broken arm, so I can't really do pull-ups. I can do push-ups because it's controlled. It's a super controlled movement. But with pull-ups, you're hanging there, and you have to. It's a far drop down to the ground. You're kind of swinging back and forth, and if you don't have a strong shoulder, it's just a dangerous exercise. So I can't do pull-ups. I can't do chest exercises like this because my arm is so weak on this side that I can't do these types of exercises, which is going to be a big hit because those are typically the funnest exercises when it comes to building muscle. So I'm going to have to figure something out to compensate for not being able to do one of the best parts of weightlifting. I don't know what that is. If something pops up, I'll know, but otherwise I'm just going to keep moving ahead and realize that the muscle build, the weightlifting plan is going to be really hard to achieve without being able to do my favorite exercises. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be too much work. If you take my cardio plan, for example, running is fun. So that's easy. That's all fun stuff. That's easy to do. But the hard part is lifting weights because that's really work. So I'll do push-ups. I'm going to start with push-ups. And I'll start with sit-ups. And I'm going to keep the same concept with the cardio. I'm going to achieve a goal. So I want to be able to get 100 push-ups in less than 2 minutes. As soon as I can get 100 push-ups in less than 2 minutes, then my goal is accomplished. And I have until June 31st to accomplish it. And then for sit-ups, basically my legs will be elevated and I'll be doing like crunches like that. But I want to be able to do 200 in a minute, in 1 minute. I want to be able to do 200 in 1 minute. That'll be my goal. So, if I don't get it, I just keep working at it. And as I'm working at it, as I'm there in the moment, whatever I see that's going to help me get to that goal, if I don't reach it on the first time, I'll be able to make modifications at that time while I'm in the while I'm currently doing it, in order to achieve that goal that I'm trying to get to. So those are the two plans that I just put together for you guys. It's hard to make future plans because my arm is broken. I've never let a debilitation hold me back from doing what I want to do. And I'm not going to start now. I'm held back in certain areas because of my injury, but there's no way that I'm going to let it stop me for good from exercising, from achieving goals and stuff like that. My goals might not be as all-encompassing. I can't do certain stuff. But my goals are pretty good. I feel pretty good about those goals. So, I feel like, no, I'm not going to be held back by this debilitation. It is a debilitation because it's just hard to live with an injury and stuff like that. But as you can see, I'm still making plans. And it's harder to make plans, so everything becomes more difficult. And I just have to recognize that this stuff is harder to do because of that. That's why it's harder to do, is because of that injury. And so I think this is really the first step to actually towards being able to live with myself and stuff like that. An American artist that I've been talking about, I talked about yesterday, is, or the previous episode, is Future. He's an American artist, a hip-hop artist. You can say that he has somewhat of a debilitation because he's unable to sell records. He can't sell records anymore. He doesn't have the ability to get his music into manufacturing, to be manufactured into a CD form and get units out there into the community. And the biggest reason why is because the hip-hop community as a whole is lacking in their responsibility to connecting with the community. They don't have any really strong ties to the local community, to individuals, a personal connection. They don't have a personal relationship with the people who are a part of their industry, and as a result they're being pushed back outside of manufacturing and record sales, and they're having to go into different avenues, and they're not being as successful as an industry because of that. An article by Forbes that can be found in Forbes.com from the website Forbes, entitled "Future's New Album Has Made History by Besting Chance the Rapper's Record," written by Hugh McIntyre on July 19, 2018, states that Future's latest record, Beast Mode 2, is the highest charting stream-only album in history. It charted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, and it's a stream-only album. So he may be debilitated and held back, but he's not letting that hold him back from being successful. And it talks about Chance the Rapper. He's the only other rapper on there who has done the same thing as Future, except for he didn't get as high as Future. Future made history. He's higher. He's better than Chance. Chance's song that debuted, that was stream only. But at this current time, when I was looking at at this current time in the article, which was back in July, Drake was currently sitting at number 1 on the charts. And then number 3 was Future stream only, Beast Mode 2. Anyways, guys, check out the song. I haven't heard it yet, but it sounds like it's tight as hell. Anyways, see you later.